Hi, I'm Yegi. I'm an entrepreneur and success coach who wants it all. Family, luxury, career, and the freedom to do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I'll do whatever it takes to get there. I created the Yegi Project to document my journey and inspire others to do the same. My mission is to change the world by influencing and leading others to do what they love and live fulfilled lives. Hello. Welcome back to the Yegi Project. Today's guest is Dr. Patel, who is an expert pharmacist, wellness expert, and a thought leader in his industry. He has been working with physicians since 1999 to custom develop medications for their clients. He has been the chosen pharmacist for celebrities, CEOs, and physicians themselves, which tells us a lot. He's an author, an entrepreneur, and the brains behind Oro Skincare. So without further ado, doctor, please tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Well, thanks for having me here today. Appreciate the time and the trust in me. I'm basically started with my career as a pharmacist and graduated from Southern California, one of the top 2 schools in the nation. And what they teach you is to go out in the world and help people with the medication needs. And I quickly realized that all the medications I have in the world is not going to save anybody.
Oh, wow. That's a bold statement to start off with.
I know.
Okay, so how did you proceed once realizing that?
Well, you know what? Yeah, a lot of student loans. We can do whatever I wanted to do originally. So I still have a job and I still had a career. I started quickly realizing that I need to move into a pharmacy of my own and start doing that world. And I started doing that in 1997. And by 1999, I started developing all kinds of customized medications for all my clients. And at that time, 25 plus years ago, the biggest concern people had was something called anti-aging. I want something for anti-aging.
I think that's timeless. I think everybody's obsessed with that currently too, and it just gets worse and worse.
And at that time, I thought anti-aging means they were looking for some medications that they can heal the body from inside. While I was working on that technology to try to figure out what I can do with that, I stumbled upon something where I was able to sequester something called glutathione. It's your body's own natural peptide that we produce internally. And I was able to deliver it through your skin topically. And when I got that...
Let me pause there since I and the audience probably don't know too much about this magic thing we have in us. So why is that important? Glutathione, you said it's an antioxidant we carry in our body?
We do carry in our body. Our body produces abundantly all the time. As we start aging, the level starts dropping, especially after the age of 30. And in people with high amount of stress, not mental stress, but oxidative stress, which is a different type of stress that comes from pollution and breathing oxygen and just exposure to a lot of chemicals and heavy metals, that increases the oxidative stress portion of your body. The need for glutathione also increases, but our body's ability to produce decreases. And it's going to show up everywhere. It's going to show up in your skin health. It's going to show up on your organ health. Everywhere it's going to show up, right? Eventually. It takes time. It takes anywhere from 15 to 20 years before you realize that, oh my God, I was low on this molecule for a long time. Yeah.
And clearly, besides being healthy or trying to be healthy and whatever that means to everybody that's listening, but how do we even know our levels? Is it tested, or can there be labs, or how do I know where my oxidative stress is at today?
Of course. So oxidative stress markers are available for testing. And the doctors usually don't test them out because they change every day. Right? Just because you're stressed today, maybe you're not stressed tomorrow, and so on and so forth. So it's really hard to identify what the oxidative stress levels are. And the glutathione levels also fluctuate on a regular basis. What we do know is the levels are reducing every few years. It's automatically just getting reduced all the time. And that's
if you were to log it in the long run, you'll see a trend of it going down as we age.
And the body is adjusting to whatever you have available. Right? For example, let's see, you need $10,000 to survive every month. but you only make $8,000. So you adjust. You figure out, say, what can I do with $8,000? Even though $10,000 is what I need, I'll adjust to $8,000. And then eventually next year you make $7,000. Well, I have to adjust even more. And eventually you cannot survive. There's not enough money for you to survive. And that's what happens to the body. Your body adjusts to what's available. And this adjustment period over the next 10, 15, 20 years is basically gives an onset of some diseases, some conditions. On your face, it shows up as wrinkles and collagen productions and blemishes and discolorations and all kinds of things. And it happens over time. And so I wish there was a test that said, okay, my levels are low today, let's start replacing. But no, it is starting from very early on, starting about the age of 30s when it first starts happening. And so the key is to start taking care of it as early as you find out. Don't have to wait till 50 or 80. For sure.
So we just know as a fact, around that age, mostly average people, it starts slowing down or dropping. Now, what preventative measures would we take? Now, I know you've done a lot of research on this, what was it called? Glutathione. So what were your findings? In a quick summary, what would we do today? We're approaching 30s, 40s.
Absolutely.
We learn about it. What do we do today to start preventing and staying or slowing aging, as you wrote about in your book?
So the thing is, beauty is inside out. We assume that whatever you see in the mirror is what you see from the outside, is what the reality is. But the reality is what's inside that matters the most. And so when you worried about outside, what you should really worry about is what's inside. And so the inside can only be taken care of it by making sure you drink clean water, make sure your diet has enough amino acids in there to build all the small peptides that your body needs. And if you do that work alone, that will take care of almost 80% of your problem right there. Right? And so the main thing that I want to give a helpful tip right now is that to make glutathione, which is the most abundant peptide the body produces, you need 3 amino acids: glycine, glutamine, and cysteine. Now, the first 2 are easily available in most of the foods you eat. Cysteine is something that's not available in everything you eat. These are stinky foods, right? Not the foods. Most people don't like those types of foods. So what I would suggest is that put in your favorite search engine or your AI robot, give me options for cysteine-rich foods. And what you're going to get is a whole bunch of lists for vegans, vegetarians, omnivores, carnivores, paleo, Mediterranean, whatever. Whatever diet plan you follow, you're going to get options.
Okay.
Those are the foods you have to eat every single day to build your glutathione levels internally. If you can do that, there's a very good chance you can delay the process up until 30, 35, in fact, even up to 40. Besides that, make sure avoid poisons. The number one is alcohol. It basically dehydrates you, but more than that, it wipes your glutathione levels to 0 for the next 4 hours. Even one drink will do that.
Oh, wow.
So alcohol is like a temporary effect. More long-term effect is smoking. Smoking is basically you're putting products of combustion inside your lungs, and the body has to detoxify. Now, if you see any smoker with your skin, it's very lathery.
Yeah, it's very
wrinkly,
visible.
Very visible. And so I always see the skin, the face, is a reflection of who you are from inside, right? So start from inside first. And once you do that basic stuff, don't stop it for the rest of your life. Add more stuff. As you start aging, you may need to put something from outside too. And you start stacking, is what I call it. Start stacking one after another good habits for the rest of your life.
So definitely we do need to watch our diet, eat healthy, eat the right nutrients for these things for our body to continue producing and slow down our aging. In the reality, today's world, we all want a fast solution.
Yes.
I want something to put on, and I'm sure that's how the skincare came along, because everybody's asking, give me a quicker solution. I can follow all this diet. Of course, I'm going to try my best, but we're human. It takes a long time to build those habits to eat healthy. Now, as you said, for the products to be applied topically, how does our body and skin absorb it, and what are the benefits of that as supplements to watching what we eat and the toxins we avoid?
So just for full disclosure, I just want to let people know that I don't take any supplements myself whatsoever.
Okay.
And the reason is because
mainly nutrient. You just go clean food.
That's it.
Okay.
If
Wow.
you do that alone, you're going to get almost 95% of your nutrients you need for the rest of the day. So that's my number one disclosure. The number two things, what I do is when we develop the skincare line, we have a technology which is the first in the world. We have worldwide patents on this thing. We have about 8 patents approved right now from here to China, to Europe, to Australia, everywhere else. It's supplying nutrients through your skin.
Huh.
And and the glutathione is a peptide. Peptide is like a small amino acid chains, which is not a protein, but it's just a amino acids coming together. These are large molecules. It never get through your tiny little pores in your skin. It will never get through it. So what?
Yeah, that was going to be my question because I have a background in beauty and that's kind of always been in the back of my head. A lot of things, yes, it's very internal. Anything we do topically is very temporary or just the first level of the skin. So what is your technology that you and your team developed that pretty much changes the way we view topical creams?
So we have two things to worry about. Skin is a physical barrier. The size of the molecule matters because if it's too big, it will never get through your skin. If it's too small, it just flows through your skin immediately. The small particles are called, it has to be less than 1 nanometer in size. And most of these peptides are huge molecules. So the first technology, what we did was we twisted the molecule. We twisted in such a way that we did not change the structure, not the structure, but the chemical formation of the molecule. We just twisted it. When we twisted it, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So that was our first technology. We use a chemical process to do that part. So we were able to get through your skin. So I thought that was going to be more difficult than everything else, but that seemed to be the easier part. The most difficult part that I found out was all the cells in your skin is a chemical barrier. Size doesn't matter. It's a lock and key. If you have the right key, the lock opens up. And so that's my second technology that we found out. What does the cell needs? The cell needs
Is
energy
everybody's
to
the
survive.
same or does it vary based on the person?
It's the same.
Okay.
It's the same. So I don't care if
You got
you are.
lucky.
Yeah, it's the same skin cells for everybody else. I know some people say that, oh, I have oily skin, I have dry skin, I have this type of skin, I have that type of skin. It doesn't really matter. But the technology is such that I can deliver it into the skin cells immediately. It is absolutely a game changer. Right.
So what sets you guys apart besides that technology? Does anybody else have it? You said you're just putting patents on it, so it's brand new. What else sets your skincare apart?
So there's two things. One is that we are able to deliver very high volume of ingredients in a very small space. Because keep in mind, your face is about 6 square inches, very small surface area to put a lot of ingredients because you need a lot of stuff. You can go from internally and you can eat lots of fruits and vegetables for long periods of time to get the same benefits. Or if I can concentrate, reduce the particle size, develop in such a way that I can send everything into your small little space that you have. It's to me that is more profound than anything else. But keep in mind, if you put in small spaces, a very large amount of ingredients, then you may have some reactions, right? That's because the body says, oh my God, there's too much volume in this small space. So I had to make sure that it disperses very, very fast. So we have dual technology.
Your body needs to absorb it so your whole body can see the benefit of it.
So it's a really fast absorption. Like if I can put 25% of ascorbic acid, which is really acid, which is vitamin C in most cases. I can put 25% on your face of your face and just disappears immediately.
Oh, wow. Now, what does this mean for future skincare? How is it changing from even the marketing side of it? I see a lot more people are more knowledgeable. There's more information and science and technology behind beauty and skincare. What do you project for the future of it?
So the future, I think, is going to be simplicity because I know I'm tired of having a routine of a skincare. I don't have a routine. I just put one product and I'm done. But I see my wife and she put about 3 or 4 products every night before she goes to sleep. And she wakes up, she has another routine in the morning. And I says, no, I'll get rid of all the routines and give you 1 or 2 products and that's it. And that solves everything. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years plus. I launched the company about a couple of years ago. My family's been using it for a long time. And I said, no, trash everything. Just do 1 serum and 1 cream in the morning, 1 serum and 1 cream in the evening. That alone will give you literally 7 to 8 different ingredients at full concentration and in some cases even more concentration than any other product in the world, and here in the 6 square inches of surface area.
Yeah, and your personal recommendation is to do both. Have a really good diet, eat right,
Correct.
and do the topical. So I'm just curious, why are you not a believer of supplements compared to the topical creams to absorb the nutrients or vitamin?
So it's not that I'm not a believer in it. It's just that I found out over the years. So by the way, for 14 years ago, I was taking 30 supplements per day.
Oh,
So
that's where my husband is at right now. He's going for all the things. They're really marketing those supplements well these days.
exactly. So I've done that before. I've used the supplements in the past, and I've gone from 30 a day to down to one. Right. When I say zero, on an average, I take nothing, and once in a while, I'll take magnesiums. That's about it. I don't take anything else. But I try to figure out that everything that I need can I get from the diet. Now,
Yeah.
for example, if
The
I'm
sport.
traveling, if I'm traveling and if I'm eating not healthy food on the road, sometimes it happens, then I'll take a probiotic for like 6 or 7 days in a row, and that's it. And I'll stop that part, right? If I'm out with my kids and they want to eat junk food, and I hate junk foods, but you know what? Sometimes I want to pizzas or something. I know I'm not going to digest the food very easily, so I'll take an acid and enzymes for that one night, for the one meal, and that's about it. So I use supplements for treatments, but not as a
Not a
supplement.
lifestyle,
Not a
yeah.
lifestyle. No, that's what I'm trying to say. Not a lifestyle. Drink water. I don't drink anything besides water. No coffee, no tea, no juices, nothing else. And so I know life could be boring a little bit, but I've found fun in some other parts of my area besides the food.
And I'm sure feeling great and looking great and being healthy will definitely be a good trade-off with not enjoying certain foods that make you sluggish and tired and yeah.
It'll trump everything. And to keep in mind, most of my clients are CEOs. You know, I have probably have the top 5 or 10 billionaires in the world that are my clients, and they have everything they want, but what they really want is energy. They want life. They want to give more. They have a purpose in life, and I want to support them in their journey as well. So again, it's just one of those things that I have to practice myself, that way I can educate other people too.
Of course, you have to feel it for yourself. And also, I mean, after a while, once people reach their financial goals, their family, then what's next, right? They just want to sustain their youth so they can enjoy all the great things. Now, you wrote the book, which focuses on fighting disease, slowing aging, and increasing energy. We talked about the aging a bit. Can you talk a little bit about the other aspects of the book, the fighting disease part, and also increasing energy?
So glutathione is a lifeline. So the top three things we need to survive is air. You cannot, if you don't breathe air for a few minutes, you're dead, right? Water. If you don't drink pure water for a few days, you're dead, right? And these two things we don't even produce. We have we have to depend on the environment to give it to us. The third thing is what we produce is glutathione. And if you don't have
Wow,
glutathione,
that's high on the list of necessity.
it's the highest, and that's the highest on the list because the first two things we don't even produce it, so we had to wait on the environment to provide it to us. The third thing we produce internally, and it has to produce internally abundance of it. And you will know if you don't produce at all. When you're young, you'll develop all kinds of issues on the spectrum disorders, right? Autism to Asperger's to all kinds of cancers and diseases that you develop because as you are born, and if you don't know if your body doesn't have a glutathione, your body cannot neutralize all the free radicals. It cannot detoxify your liver, or detoxify your kidneys and your lungs. All of a sudden, the whole body gets filled up with junk, right? And it gets filled up by the second or third year, by your second or third birthday, you're already dealing with all kinds of diseases. And so we don't think about those kinds of things, right? Because those cases are very far and few between. What normally happens is that starting at the age of 30, you start decreasing the glutathione levels. And by the age of 45 to 50, you're starting developing all the diseases, right? And of course, you look at the immediate symptoms. Oh, I got too much sugar. That's why I have diabetes. But wait a second, where does the sugar come from?
Why is my body not processing it?
And how many years ago, how many different layers I have to unpeel back to go back to glutathione? And so when I discovered this molecule in 2007, not the glutathione molecule, but the technology to deliver glutathione, it was so far advanced that I could not believe myself because it was getting more powerful than intravenous form of glutathione. Right now, people are using IV glutathione for beauty, right? Guess what? Stop it. It's not, you're not getting any extra than what you're getting from topical version. And so when I first discovered this part, I had to figure out, oh my God, this is crazy. This is nuts. It took me 14 more years of human trials and research before I launched the company, right?
Wow.
And so
So
it was,
you've done the time to make sure.
I've done the time. I have done the time. I have done the work. And the first 5 or 7 years of my research, I started gathering data. And then by the seventh year, I said, "Oh my God, I gotta start putting this into a book." And so
Yeah.
the book is all about my case studies that I have done, all the things I've observed in my lifetime. This was even before the product was even developed and ready to be launched. I had no idea when I was going to launch the company and when I would launch the product, but my goal was to make the product, make it available to the people. I was working with physicians all over the country and using it as a prescription item, so that way I get more data coming back to us. And so we did that until 2021. And in 2021, we decided to launch the product to the public. So in the book is all my case studies, all my reports. And if some of you are high achievers and physicians in the audience, everything that I say in the book is fully referenced in the back. So
Wow.
every chapter, if you look at the science behind any words I put in the book, in the back of the chapter, there's a reference of materials that you can cross-reference everything that I say.
And that's excellent because in today's world, it's hard to find very trustable sources of information. There's so much information everywhere. So thank you for clarifying that and sharing that with our listeners. Now, I'm very curious, since you are very health focused and wellness focused, and you've done your time and research and on yourself as well. What does your daily routine look like, morning and evening routines, just to preserve your
Absolutely. So I do use glutathione twice a day, personally myself, and I use triple the dose that normal people that I recommend for people. And the reason is because my stress levels are extremely high. I'm a workaholic. And if you're entrepreneurs, you know what it feels like.
Yeah.
We all workaholics.
Give me a quadruple dose, please.
Yeah. And so my dose is a little bit higher, and I monitor my dose based on what my body can tolerate. And so that's what I use. But in the morning when I wake up, the first thing I do is my gratitudes. I wake up, meditate for about 15 minutes. In my meditations, I always think about minimum three things that I'm thankful for today. Because I just woke up today, so I have a whole day to enjoy. So I want to thank people, thank situations, thank the world, thank anybody that have done something for somebody. And I'm just grateful about being alive today. So that's my first morning thing. And what I do is normally I do my stretching of my body because I don't do exercise. I don't work out. I'm sorry, but I don't know why I don't believe in workouts that much. I do stretch my joints and things like that so that I'm fully mobile. About twice a week, I do have a masseuse that I go to, and it's a must. It's a no-brainer for me. My schedule's blocked off for the whole year, so that way I don't book any appointments. So twice a week I do that part. But I don't eat anything. I drink about 4 glasses of water as soon as I wake up. I don't eat anything until my first meal is around 11 a.m. And
Okay.
the first meal is important because it's basically it's intermittent fasting, but it's not the time that you eat. It's the first meal is the most important part. The start
And
time.
why is that?
The start time is because your body is anticipating food coming in. In the anticipation of the food coming in, the body will produce enzymes and acids, some things so they can help digest this food. Because if you eat different times every single day, the body has no idea when you're going to eat.
It's confused.
It's confused, so the body does not prepare to be ready to absorb all these nutrients, right? So to prepare the body, you keep the same time every single day. So mine is 11 a.m. Now, sometimes it gets a little off if I'm traveling East Coast versus West Coast, but I try to manage my timing very, very closely as much as possible. So then that's my morning routine. I do have in the morning, I do put the glutathione in my face. I have a new product that we are launching very soon. This summer is another peptide, which is GHK copper peptide. Same technology. I'm able to infuse into your skin cells again. And so we are ready to launch a product too. And so I use that product as well for myself.
What are the benefits of?
It is a whole other pack of system because It's the beauty peptide the body produces naturally. It helps with collagen. It helps with the glue that puts the skin and the fascia together so that it doesn't get separated. If it gets separated, it gets wrinkly, right? And so it helps with the wrinkle production, reduces wrinkles. It helps with the collagen productions. It reduces all the sun damaged spots in your on your body. It's crazy.
Ask you the price point, since we clearly it's a product that most of us would want. How is it on the market price point wise compared to other beauty things that people stay young? I mean, I could see this replacing like Botox and all the other crazy fillers because it's, you know, more preventative or more natural compared to just very temporary. Can you kind of compare cost point to us?
Absolutely. So the glutathione has no comparison, but there's some glutathione products in the market with a very low absorption rate for like $100, which doesn't give you anything. At $179, it is giving you at least 20 to 30 times more product in your face than any other product in the world. So there's no product comparison. So what I've done is,
because of the potentness of it?
because of the potency and how the absorption is. Like the ascorbic acid that we have, we don't use ascorbyl-palmitate. We don't use vitamin C, which is not ascorbic acid, because it doesn't do much for you. Just because you put a 10%, 20% ascorbic acid, vitamin C in there, the chemical ingredients matter. A 10%, a 20% of something that is really weak is nothing, right? Versus 20% of ascorbic acid, it's like it's the highest concentration.
Yeah, so not only do we want to watch out for ingredients, is the concentration of it in our beauty products.
Exactly. And so what I've done is that I did not do focus groups to figure out what the pricings are going to be for the skincare line. And unfortunately, I mispriced the whole product because it's really cheap right now. And the reason is because
So we better buy it before the prices go up.
what I did was to keep the price point low, I brought the whole manufacturing in-house in California. So we
wow.
actually registered, brought the manufacturing in-house because the technology is so new that people are just going to charge exorbitant amount of money to use bioreactors to produce these chemicals. And so I said, nope, I can do it myself. So I brought the whole manufacturing in-house. It took me about 5 years to build my manufacturing plant in California, which is what we did. We built the whole plant out. If you look at each and every ingredient, just the ingredients by itself, if you go buy outside on your own, it'll cost you about $2,500.
Wow.
Just the ingredients and some other beauty products. When I combine everything into one routine, by the way, when you spend $2,500, you cannot use all the products anyways. You just cannot, right?
Because your skin just is not absorbing all of that all at once.
There is not enough surface area because you need to have at least one or two pumps to put it someplace else, right? Now, if you had to put 2 pumps of every skincare products, it'll be all greasy.
Now it makes sense why you worked so hard to compress the molecule.
Yeah, and so my product line is $625 for the whole set, and it will last you at least 2 months, if not more. And so, in that sense, it is absolutely reasonably priced product that I don't think that I shouldn't have any competition in the world, because I can compete with the most expensive brand that's out there, and I will give you better results than those products will ever give you. Better results, hands down, no questions asked. In fact, we do have a 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked.
It doesn't exist. Yeah. That technology is brand new, and it's yours being in the process of being fully patented.
No, it's already patented. We have 8 patents right now.
It's already been.
We have 8 patents right now. We have 12 more pending at this point.
I see. Yeah. Okay, excellent. Well, that's very exciting. I can't wait to check it out myself. Yes. Right at the age limit of where I should start using preventative things. But again, thank you, doctor, for your time. My last question to you is, where can people learn more about you and all the research you've done? And how can they connect with you and your team if they have questions?
Absolutely. So we have 2 websites, and we're in the process of combining into one, which is Oro Skincare, AURO skincare.com, or it's Oro Wellness. Either website will get you the same place. Subscribe to a newsletter. That's something that I do spend time and energy to educate all my customers on a weekly basis. And I know it's certainly few ingredients, but the science is so far. It's like there's 70,000 plus articles published in the world on this one molecule. Even if I do one article a week, it'll take me 70,000 weeks to get it done, right? So I have endless time to get all this information out to you guys. Please subscribe to my newsletter. That's what I do. Listen to the podcast, support you and your work, because the question that you're asking me is very unique, and it's nice that people are listening to you and support you, the cause, and make sure they share with at least 9 other friends. And then I cannot stress enough. Give me 2 months to try one set for 2 months. It will last you at least 2 months, and you have nothing to lose. If it doesn't work, if you feel like this is an utter waste of time and money, I'll fully refund your money. After 2 months, you'll become a lifelong customer. I can guarantee you that.
Very exciting. Sorry, last thing I forgot to ask, because I know I started wondering, and our audience listeners would be wondering, how about side effects or anything that can you use it when you're pregnant? All that good stuff. So can you cover a little bit on side effects or cautions that people need to know, disclaimers, before they go and click and buy the product?
Yes. So by the way, I don't know if you know this thing, when you're pregnant, the very first month, the first 3 months, your glutathione level actually drops dramatically. That's why you have nausea and vomiting, because when you get pregnant, the treatment is glutathione.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, you absolutely can use during the pregnancy. You can use
anything that you could use during pregnancy is definitely approved by me, because I'm on my 4th baby. I'm pregnant currently, and I've learned so much about the body, and literally everything I realize everything we should be doing when we're pregnant, we really should be doing as a lifestyle every day.
Exactly. And so my products they've all been tried on humans. We have done human trials only, not animal studies. We only do human trials. And they're very safe to use for anybody. The only thing that we have noticed once in a while is the glutathione sometimes depends on your body, how toxic your skin is. It may give you some rashes. If that happens, reduce the amount. You just use like a couple of drops only, and then see if they cause it, and then increase it to the full pump 2 pumps a day. But that's the only thing that we have noticed. Once the skin clears up with all the toxic materials out, it's a game changer.
Excellent. Thank you so much for covering that. And again, thank you so much for your time. We can close off with your last words of encouragement for our entrepreneur listeners. And until next time, thank you to our audience for always tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week. Make sure to go check out Dr. Patel's website and you said orowellness.com, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And your last words of encouragement before we sign off.
Absolutely. So entrepreneurs, I'm an entrepreneur. I do work very hard, but please stop and smell the roses.
That's a great one. Be present.
Be present.
Excellent. Thank you again, Doctor. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Please rate and review this podcast. Follow and engage with us on social media under the Yegi Project. And if you're interested in being a guest, email info@theyegiproject.com. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes.